they did build those things they built, but I'm not sure how they did that.
Fantastic. I'll tell you how they built them. They built them from slave labor, i.e. black people, and that is what they're doing with foreign nationals now. We were basically treated like foreign nationals before democracy. So let's be honest. They used capital and they used cheap slave black labor. And when people are going to say they used capital, let's not make it seem as though the capital came from them just only having business acumen. That is incorrect. They had the capital for them to start building things, simply because there were black people that were being sent into mines to mine the gold for them to then sell and do all of those things. One of the reasons French Hook exists today is because after they stole land from people, they then decided to host the French Huguenots. After that, they then taught them how to farm wine. The French taught the Afrikaners how to farm wine, and now some of the best wine in the country comes from that part of South Africa, or that part of Africa itself. So let us not act as though the things that white people had built with the government that they had in their dispensation was built simply because they were smart enough to do it. They relied, number one, on slave labor, but not only that, they also relied on stolen resources, and then on top of that, they were only providing for less than 10% of the population. So masokhuluma ngendaba yokuthi they were able to build Eskom, bakwazi ukwakha lokhu, we have to be honest about the fact that they were able to build those things simply because they exploited people. When you now give that over and you hand that over to another government, number one, and by the way, no one is saying, and I think Azania has already touched on no one is saying that you cannot say things about the current government and point out their flaws. Sir, can you please mute your mic, because manje we are chofoza lapha, you know I'm saying, you cannot. No one is against you holding the current government accountable. But the last thing I expect you to do is say the current government is wrong, and as a result, you are now at a place where you are excusing why Orania exists. The mere fact that Africans and white people in this country can even create a Orania, it means all of them have money that they can take for them to build their own towns. The reason why there aren't any black towns in this country is because the majority of the people in this country do not have enough resources for them to put into even building something Orania for Zulu people, Xhosa people, Pedi people, Tsonga people. We can't do it. The mere fact that these guys can do that, buy a plot of land for millions and millions, build their own thing, and then be able to not run businesses where they are exporting, yet they are able to keep the town running. Because Ukumbule, Orania is not a business. It's not existing for profit. How are they able to maintain their lights? How are they able to maintain their infrastructure? How are they able to maintain Zogeles and Doles? They are able to do it simply because they have money that has been running throughout. They have money that they've been inheriting for a long period of time. Where did the money come from? Where did the money come from? I'm happy for us to criticize black people, criticize the black government, but what we're not gonna do is then say the reason Orania exists is because our government is inept. Because now what we are saying is, if black people were doing well, then white people would not be racist. That is rubbish. I'm sorry, but that's absolute rubbish. You cannot excuse racism just because one race is doing terribly, and that then gives them an excuse to be racist. It doesn't work that way. But I'm happy for you to respond.
Ngiyakuzwa nkabi yami, ngiyakuzwa mfowethu, point akho mahle. You see, yabona mfowethu, mina into, the thing that I'm worried about, all the point that you said, they are clear and they are fine. You see, the thing that I don't want us to and I repeat again. You see, you said something about this, but I'm going to repeat the same thing again. I think a lot of the problem that we have today, and maybe some of you will still disagree with me, they are because of our government. I'm no longer going to compare with the whites because I'm not going to do that now. But a lot of the things that we're going through today as blacks, under black leadership in South Africa, is because of our government. And I strongly believe also, even though you just said Ganda, I strongly believe that if everything was fine in South Africa, as it is supposed to be, after 30 years we've took over the government, we are not going to have Orania today. Orania is a result of.
Manje kahle mfowethu.
Yeah, bro.
When you say
Ngicela ukuthola clarity. Lapho.
Guys, wait, I will give you a chance. Please, guys, wait. I see you on the panel. Everybody will be given a chance.
No, on stage nawe enhlanhla bafethu ngiyanibona ngicela nje nginike ithuba kancane ngoba lento ngisafuna ukuyiqondisa kahle ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi umfethu umephi la. Here's what I want to understand. Are you then saying that if our government was working there wouldn't be a racist town?
Racism is all over in South Africa and it's been there for a long time.
Cha sikhuluma nge-Orania mfethu.
You're not answering the question, Ro.
Asingayikude mina ngithi kuwe, are you saying ukuthi if as your statement went, black government, you are saying ukuthi if the black government was working then abelungu wouldn't have created a racist town? Is that what you're saying?
Ngoba ngisho nje mfowethu, racism in South Africa is something that is there all over. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not answering the question. Just say yes or no.
Mina ngithi kuwe, if the economy was running well abantu besebenza nani, are you saying
let me answer you. In Cape Town is a big city. It's very huge.
Cha mfowethu, uyabona manje ukudla iguma ke manje mfowethu, musukudla iguma ngane yakwethu. Ngicela ungiphendule kahle cace. Ngizokuphinda futhi lo mbuzo. Ngithi kuwe, are you then saying ukuthi if the ANC government, let's say employment in South Africa was the employment rate for people between 18 and 45, let's say employment rate was 90%, abantu besebenza grand, ugesi ungena inkinga, are you saying there wouldn't be a racist town? Is that what you're saying?
Just like I'm saying, you see, in South Africa there are many cities that are dominated by racism. The many, something that is known. You know it yourself.
But I say wrong. What's wrong with you, my
it's an open-ended question. Open-ended question.
Ayikho open-ended lento. Ilula ino yebo no cha. Mina ngithi kuya, are you saying ukuthi if the government was functioning well then abelungu wouldn't be racist? Yilokho kushoyo.
My brother, racism we can't end it in South Africa.
Cha. Wena
it's been there before, it's been there even today.
Ngicela siqalele phansi lento ngoba ngiyabona mhlambe siyalahlana. Uyabona?
Ngizokuphendula kahle.
Ngicela nazo abona asicasuzisane kulento ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi mhlambe silahlene la. I-topic obungene kuyona ngithi besikhuluma nge-Orania, siyavumelana.
Yeah.
Uthema ungena wena emini. Bengikhona phela bengilalele kuukuthi bengingekho kwipanel. Kodwa bengilalele. Wena uthema ungena wathi ngeapartheid izinto bezifunctiona, waze wenza ama example ngoDeneli noba. Right?
Eskom.
Ngakuzwa wahamba wabuye, ngusubuyile manje. Nakho ke manje asithathu. Cha, no akunankinga mfowethu, bengekho mina. Bengekho. Ungangindi mfowethu ngoba bende inyama ngingayidlanga. Bengekho.
Ayithathe mfowethu ngithathe nje kancane izanami kahle.
Bengekho mfowethu. Nakho ke la ngiyakhona. Ngithi kuwena mina. Wena ufike itopic uyibona ukuthi kukhulunywa ukuthi Orania i-racist noma ayikho racist na. Wena wabusuthi inkinga esinayo mawubheka indaba ye-Orania ingoba sinohulumeni ongasebenzi. Sisesonke ngithi.
Yeah mfowethu.
Nazo umbuzo wami ulana ke uchaza ukuthi wena if besino uhulumeni osebenzayo ngaba belungu abanayo abanali idolobha eli racist na. Uyabo noma ukhalo
mana ke mfowethu wazi mana ngada ukuthi if you putting me in the corner of yebo and while all the towns in South Africa has got racism, I don't know what you mean. In Cape Town there's racism.
What are they? Mana.
But my sister, it's not clear. Am I lying what I'm saying? All the towns in South Africa they got racism.
No, kulungile ngizokuthi kulungile to prove to you ukuthi racism is not an excuse for a system. Right? Ngizokuprove. Abantu ngathini amanguni, I can't speak for other tribes. Amanguni, we had a way in which we conducted izinto efana namalobolo nani.
Yeah.
Wafika lo bando ukhanda lakhe lo bando hlama lesi uShepstein washintsha yonke indaba about amalobolo. Angithi thina with the way in which we were able to live through sustenance farming. Angithi bafika bona bathatha obaba bemizi babayobafaka kuphi emayini nani babenza iqila. Right?
Yeah.
Wonke lama societies that we're speaking about, all of those societies were functional before people arrived and became racist. Right? So racism has nothing to do with whether or not the system was functional before the white people were there.
Because this is why I'm saying, yeah, you are right. I'm saying even okay.
Ngiyacela mfethu ungangeni emlonyeni ngoba ngifuna ukuthi mase ngiqedele into engifuna ukuyisho ungiphendule kahle. Uyabona?
Okay.
We all had functional. I'm not saying our systems were perfect, but let's also not act as though white people's systems are perfect. There are some white countries today where people can't even decide what a man or a woman is. So let's not talk about white people's countries and then make it seem as though their governance is superior just because they make money. They also have their own problems. Kodwa nathi ngifuna ukusho mina ngithi kuwena wonke ama systems anenkinga zawo. Right? Kodwa for us to then say the reason why there is a racist town is simply because our government is not functional. How do you marry the two? You know, can you understand? Ungaloke mfethu ushona le uya ko Cape Town uya kuphi ngoba nayo le Cape Town okhuluma ngayo. If I make enough money, lalela mfethu, if I make enough money, I can live anywhere in Cape Town la ngifuna khona. Ngingawuthenga umuzi eConstantia. Ngingawuthenga umuzi eMhlanga eThekwini. Ngingawuthenga umuzi eBhalisho eThekwini. Ngingawuthenga umuzi eDainfern eGoli. Ngingawuthenga umuzi kuphi. You know what I mean? I can always get a house in any place in the country. If I make enough money, I can live anywhere I want except for Orania. So my question to you is, why do you feel Uguti, us having a bad government is enough of a reason for there to be a racist town? That's what I want to understand.
That's important because I will try to be short on this one because maybe I'm not answering you the way that you want me. You see, with the situation that is going on in South Africa of the economic issues, many people are suffering. Many people wish they can be rescued from the poor economy.
Yeah,
of South
Africa. I'm beginning to regret why I was protecting you. Honestly, you are just wasting our time. I don't get you, my brother. You don't want to answer questions.
It's okay. Let him finish. It's okay.
No, but no.
So can I just say something?
Let's move over to other people. I'm tired of this guy.
Can I just say something? Just one thing. Ro, it's okay if Kandakanda's points are persuading you. It's okay to say, you know what? I've actually never looked at it that way. You have persuaded me. I need to rethink my position, or something along those lines. It's fine. We are teachable.
You asked it, my brother. I'm that type of a person. If I feel like I don't have an answer, I told you here that no, guys, I don't know about this, but I'm gonna try to answer.
You're not answering questions. So you know, no man. I feel like we're debating with a Nigerian here. I know, man. Let's give other people a chance on stage.
Okay. No, but I was wanted to answer.
Stay in the panel. Stay in the panel. Essay.
No, man. We like heads. Wait, yo, Mujimwaka on stage. I think Ntantla wanted to say something before we move over to. Sure, Ntantla.
You owe me an apology, Bantu.
My apology, my sister. I apologize, my sister. Yo, Mujimwaka. Yeah, Ntantla, you can go on.
I think it's pointless to engage with Sero because what I wanted to go to him was with. We had apartheid for 400 years. And our democratic dispensation is only 30 years old. Now, he came on here and saying the black government. And I wanted to get to a point where Ganda has been on to you saying you want to compare a government that took care of less than 10% of a population for 400 years, then gave us what we now call democracy. I don't know what we call this scam, you know, where we don't even have capital. and you want to compare these governments. Now, I hate it when people try to paint a black man as a failure when we are being set up for this. But I won't go further because I believe he couldn't even answer simple questions. I don't know what question I'll pose next to him.
You're gonna be wasting your time. He's not gonna answer you. You know, I sugar on stage. You can I'm so irritated. I can't believe that.
It's Canada. Our national thing is an ego. Don't fuck with us.
It's bigger right now.
You don't fuck with us, bro.
Canada.
You don't fuck with us.
Can I just say something?
America is world power. You don't fuck with the giants, man.
You know, one thing you'll never see a South African do. One thing you'll never see a South African do is flex with another country's passport.
Shut your bitch ass up. You're flexing. You'll never see us doing that. In your own country, you're flexing with the passport.
You'll never see us.
The passport you're flexing is a Muzungu's passport.
That's why I said the passport you have.
The passport you're flexing is a Muzungu's passport.
You will never see us doing this nonsense.
You're flexing
because you are
Muzungu's
ashamed.
passport in your own country.
You don't have it.
Your passport is a
You are ashamed. You can't show it. You don't
Our
have
passport alone is enough flex. We don't need to add.
it. You don't have the passport.
You're flexing a Muzungu's passport.
We don't need to add.
You can't go anywhere.
Your own country.
Anywhere.
Literally, if you have a foreign citizenship, you have 3 nationalities because the South African passport is not yours.
Our passport is
It's
good
not
enough
yours.
on its
It's the
own.
Muzungu's creation. It's not yours.
Useless passport. Passport is not useful.
You were
Yes,
begging
yes.
for them to include you. You begged. Literally,
not really-
apartheid was about you
I want to show
begging
the
to
stamps
be
on my
included.
passport.
Apartheid was
Let me show the stamp on my
about.
passport.
Listen,
That's
Austin,
useless,
please wait.
It's
Austin,
enough.
please
You don't need to be
wait.
collecting
Austin,
all these
wait.
other
Austin,
countries'
wait.
passports.
Apartheid
Alright,
was
guys.
literally about you begging for the white people to include you.
No, it wasn't. They were broke.
Because,
Apartheid.
you were begging.
No, let me tell you,
90%
they couldn't
black,
afford
and you guys
apartheid
were begging
anymore.
to be included. You're
No, they
pathetic.
couldn't afford to.
Shut up.
But
You're
the
begging. You're
government
still
was
begging. You're
broke.
30
They were
years free.
sanctioned and
You
they
are
couldn't
30
afford to
years
keep
free.
it up.
Sorry, in your own country, you were begging to be
Oh,
included.
okay.
You make up quotas to go to university.
Why
You
you-
make up quotas. They give you 30%.
I can't even hear
They
anything
give you
you're saying.
30% a pass. They pass you on a passing rate of
That was for
30%.
Zimbabweans to
They
accommodate.
pass you on a passing rate of 30%. It is common knowledge. It is common
Listen,
knowledge.
I'm not,
You
I don't
beg
want
to
to
be
hate on you
included in
guys
your own
flexing
country.
on.
There are spaces in
It's
your
your
country that
turn
you
to
can't
show
live in.
your passport.
There are
flex.
spaces in your country that are
Which country are you gonna
exclusively
flex
white.
on?
There
Which
are
country are you
spaces
gonna
in
use
your
to flex?
country that are exclusively white. You can't even live there. So shut
Anyways,
up. You don't even
this is
talk.
about passport
You don't
flexes,
talk.
right? So it's your
Quiet.
turn now.
Name, you are confused. Why are you attacking everybody right now? You are
Listen.
It's
You
your
are here
turn.
for the
Let's
white
see your
Muzungus.
passport
Be quiet.
flex.
Please, I have a question for Maya. Maya.
No, I want to
wanna
ask you,
ask-
Mr. Nigeria.
Wait now,
which
no,
country
Landy,
are you
I will get
There are
to you, Landy.
spaces. There are places
No,
in
you
South
can't.
Africa
Why are you
today,
attacking me?
aka
Landy, I will get to you. Just
Orania
give
is
me a minute.
exclusively white.
Landy, I
No,
will get
which
to you now.
country?
Why are you
Which
attacking
country are you gonna flex on?
Just give me a minute. I have a question for
You
Maya.
are foreign
Mr.
than your
Nigeria.
Why are you attacking me? What
Maya, I have a
Which
question for
country are
you.
you
I have
gonna
a question
flex
for you.
onto?
Man, shut up, Maya.
I have a
Which
question.
country?
I'm flexing
Anything
with
but Nigeria,
Nigeria.
right?
here?